Hello, everybody, and welcome back to another episode of Adam Bergman's Money Makers, where we talk everything personal finance and as it relates to your own personal journey for generational wealth, not only for you, but also your family. Because at the end of the day, this is the reason why we work, whether you have a family now or want a family later. And if you're not planning to have a family, well, we all want that money. Today, I'm going to talk about a company called Quantumscape. But before I talk about that company, I wanted to let you know I do have a Patreon page. I'm not shilling it, but people in my Patreon get to choose the videos that I make. I will post this video on my Patreon first, and around 24 to 48 hours later, I post this onto YouTube. But I do make this video 100% on request of my Patreons. This video is going to be for my beloved Patreon supporter called Brenda. Brenda is an absolute G that's bringing her investment game to whole new levels and absolutely new heights. Before I start this video, I am going to go over what exactly Quantumscape is, who owns Quantumscape, who's behind the mechanics of Quantumscape, their competitive advantage or disadvantage, their current price, and as it relates to their market cap and total addressable market. And then I'm going to give you my own personal opinions of this company. Now, I reviewed this company straight up the first time for Brenda. I never did any research before that, and I was actually pleasantly surprised with what I found. At first, I was rushing this review and I just said, oh, it's just another EV battery play, but it's not. You see, Quantumscape, they're in the EV batteries, or shall I say, rechargeable batteries. But what exactly is so different between Quantumscape and, for example, your everyday Tesla battery or any other battery that's being used in EVs? Quantumscape uses something called a solid-state battery versus a lithium-ion battery, which is currently used in the market. Well, what's the difference? An lithium-ion state battery is a liquid battery, as opposed to a solid-state battery. Well, it's made out of solid materials. So is anybody actually using a solid-state battery right now? Yes, it's used in smartwatches and small devices. However, in large devices like EV cars, eVTOL jets, things like that, they don't use that. They use lithium-ion batteries. Why? Solid-state batteries have been a myth for the last 10 or 20 years, and it's a myth that they can actually work in larger devices. Well, Quantumscape is trying to change all of that with their technology, their research, and their grit. Now, it's a beautiful idea. So who's actually running Quantumscape? Jagdeep Singh is the CEO of Quantumscape. Their headquarters is in San Jose, California, and they have approximately 400 employees working for them. They have a crazy novel idea that solid-state batteries are right around the corner. What are they claiming? They're claiming that solid-state batteries have a charge time of around 15 minutes, which will get you from around 10% battery power to 80% battery power. And they also claim that solid-state batteries are up to 50% better in a range, depending on which model you're using. If you compare them, for example, to a Model 3, depending on which Model 3 battery, they're actually multiple times more efficient as per their own specific claims. They're also working on something called the Forever battery. What exactly is the Forever battery? A forever battery means that you can charge it multiple cycles, which allows it to go for hundreds and hundreds of thousands of miles without actually breaking. So you can get a lot of charges from the same exact battery. As I said before, you get a 15-minute charge, which gets you to around 80% full charge on your battery, and it works in a negative 20 degrees Celsius weather, which is equivalent to around negative 30, 32, if I'm not mistaken, if you want to equate Celsius to Fahrenheit. So in theory, this is a fantastic product, and in theory, this is going to revolutionize the EV market. Now, Quantumscape says that they're going to be in production in 2004, and this is actually going to go to market in 2025 or 2026. And they also have something called stacks. Stacks means you can stack one battery on top of another one, on top of another one, on top of another one, which means if one of them breaks, you don't have to replace the entire system, and you can always add on or remove as needed. Let's say one of the batteries is a little tricky, a little default, so you don't have to replace the entire system, you just have to replace one piece. Now, they also have some really big backers behind them, like Bill Gates and Volkswagen, that invested in the company. The problem with Quantumscape is they're testing a technology that isn't really in the market. It's pretty much taboo when it comes to the EV market, the EV automobiles, the EV jets, which is taboo to begin with. So a lot of people question their technology. Quantumscape is very, very secretive with their technology, and for a good reason. It's very easy to steal their technology and do what they're doing. I'm not saying they don't have a competitive advantage, and I'm not saying that they don't have a moat around them. They do, but they're just trying to protect themselves as much as possible, because if somebody understands how they're doing their technology, how they're building their technology, well, they can just do a copy-paste. And again, I'm oversimplifying it, but this is one of the fears of Quantumscape, or what the skeptics have to say about Quantumscape, that they're super secretive and all you gotta rely on is their demos, their words, and their earnings. So you gotta make up your decision of what you believe or not, and definitely do your own research, furthering my own research and the data that I'm giving you right now. But just to give you a quick comparison, Quantumscape can charge 15 minutes and it gives you an 80% charge. Tesla's fast charger charges for 15 minutes and it gives you a range of around 200 miles. So in a comparison of head-to-head, Quantumscape actually blows Tesla's battery out of the water, even their best battery out of the water, in charging time, charging range, and durability of the actual battery. But Tesla is battle tested. It's actually in the market. Their cars are everywhere. Quantumscape still is not actually battle tested. And that is really nice, and talking is really nice, but until you have hundreds of thousands and millions of cars on the road, well, it doesn't really count, does it? Or maybe it does. And that's one of the reasons why you might want to invest in this company. Now, I'm not gonna lie, when I first started doing research for this company, I'm like, yo, it's just another battery, this is stupid, and I'd rather invest in Tesla if I'm gonna invest in the EV market. I'm just being honest with you. However, after doing a little bit more research and getting in more depth and making sure that my Patreon subscribers are getting their money's worth and their value's worth, I actually like this company. Now, I don't have any money on the sidelines right now, but if I did have money on the sidelines, I would look to invest in this company. I would put a little portion of my EV play or my green play, and I would put it into Quantumscape, because if they can make a breakthrough, a lot of other car companies will be using their batteries. I don't think Tesla will ever use their battery, and I do think Tesla is gonna make their own solid-state battery in the future. Plus, I'm not trying to shit on Tesla, because Tesla's batteries are amazing and they're definitely a step above the rest of what's in the market currently. Quantumscape, like I said, production 2024 and actually on the road 2025, 2026 if they get customers. Now, I heard they do have a deal, or they are working with Porsche. The thing is, that's a long time. To give Elon Musk 3 to 5 years of production and development and research, man, Elon Musk can probably come up with a very similar or better product, and he already has a fleet of cars that he could put this into, which kind of diminishes the value of Quantumscape. So pretty much when everyone's like, Adam, should I invest in this EV or this EV? I tell them, guys, I'm not a financial advisor. I'm just an entertainer and educator at best, and you most definitely have to do your own research. But in my personal opinion, in EV plays, Tesla is always going to be my #1 play. I did make a mistake with Tesla a while ago. However, I have rebought into Tesla, and when everything right now is red, Tesla is one of the few stocks that is actually green for me, because I was able to get in at a really good price, or as good a price as I think you can get into now. Now let's look at the actual numbers of Quantumscape. And with what I just said about investing in Tesla, I would put in some money into Quantumscape if I was reinvesting now. Let's say I had $100 to invest. I would probably, and my two choices were EV plays was Tesla and Quantumscape. I would probably put in the lion's share into Tesla, but I would probably allocate a nice 10 or 15 or 20% to Quantumscape. But these numbers might change and fluctuate based on the investing style that you have and your own current portfolio, and how much money you want to allocate to green plays or these type of stocks, if any at all. With that said, let's go look at the numbers right now and let's see if there's a value here. All right, the current price of Quantumscape is just under $15. It's trading very near a 52-week low. 52-week low is $13.21. So when I'm investing in a company, I know it's gonna sound crazy, but I do like to invest at the bottom as opposed to the top. The way I see it is, and again, this is not based on any mathematical statistics or anything, but just a psychological barrier to entry. If it hit $43, then in my mind, I automatically think, okay, divide the $43 by half, which is around $21.50, $22. And then I say, okay, it's really easy to get to that midway point. That's the first thing I say in my head. Whether it's right or wrong, this is the way that I look at a stock, and this is not the only evaluation that I do, but it's one of the evaluations that I like to do. It's wishful thinking to get back to a 52-week high, and eventually companies that you invest in, obviously you want to hit a 52-week high. However, if you can get a 52-week midpoint, that's also a good return on your money. So 52 midpoint right here is around $9, $8 above the price that it is now, or around a 60 or 65% off the top of my head increase for where the price is right now. So in that terms, I like it. Market cap. Market cap is $6 billion. This is what I consider a mid cap, a lower mid cap, all right? Anything $2 billion and less is a small cap or a micro cap. If it's under $1 billion, this 2 billion to 10 billion becomes a mid cap for me. So this is literally the mid of a mid cap. I like that because it's a lot easier to get from 6 billion to 20 billion than it is to get from 800 billion to 1 trillion, for example. If that makes sense, what I'm trying to say, you really got to do a lot of things to move the needle. Quantumscape, for example, if their product actually goes in development in 2024, and let's say they do a deal with Porsche, and let's say they are going to produce so many thousands of units, well, the price should boop, 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 because it won't be a proof of concept. This will now be a proof of action. They don't even have to deliver, and the price is going to be significantly higher than it is right now. I'm just giving you the justifications of the way I'm thinking, why I like these small caps, micro caps, and mid caps. It doesn't mean I'm right. It doesn't mean I'm wrong. And there's a lot of different aspects besides for this that goes into me picking a stock. I'm just giving you a very abridged, simple version that a lot of people can start with. It's your job to do more research, and it's your job to come up with your own style. It's my job to bring you to the river and show you how to catch the fish. You can either catch the fish and eat that dinner, or you could turn around and walk home. You do whatever you want. You stand on your own 2 feet as a grown woman or grown man. Guys, thank you so much for watching. I greatly appreciate it. Please give me the likes, please give me the shares, and please give me that subscribe. This channel is an absolute monster. We currently have 427 subscribers. It's growing super fast. Thank you very much. And if you guys want custom videos like this, please consider joining my Patreon group. We do have our own Telegram where we talk a lot about financial plays, not just traditional finance like stocks, but also we speak about cryptocurrency because I have a cryptocurrency background besides for just my traditional finance background. Thank you so much. Have a great day.